So how do we know that there was a Big Bang? Well, at the beginning of the 20th century, astronomers started to be able to measure the distances to galaxies. Not only that, but we were able to measure the speed at which they were moving relative to us. And it turns out the further away a galaxy was, the faster it was moving. So this implied that space-time itself was expanding at a specific rate. So you just rewind the clock on all that expansion, and it implies that everything was in the same place at the same time. Now, this in and of itself isn't enough to prove that the Big Bang happened. However, it was hypothesized that if a Big Bang had occurred, that at some point during the early universe, the universe would have become transparent to light. So we should see this radiation coming from everywhere in the sky. And that is exactly what we see. We call it the cosmic microwave background radiation, and we see it everywhere in the sky. And it's exactly what we would expect if a Big Bang had happened. And this was basically discovered by accident, because once radio telescopes had become powerful enough, radio astronomers noticed a static in the data that they were getting that they could not get rid of. So this is a picture of the radio telescope and the astronomers that actually discovered the cosmic microwave background. And this was validated by other observatories at the time that had these same observations. The third piece of evidence comes from the elemental composition of the modern universe. The baryonic universe is made up almost entirely of hydrogen, with a good chunk of helium and about 1% of everything else. This is entirely in concordance with Big Bang nucleosynthesis, basically the types of elements that were created in the Big Bang. Once the Big Bang was done creating elements, we were left mostly with hydrogen, some helium, and a tiny bit of lithium. This also agrees with the rate at which stars convert elements into heavier elements through fusion in their cores. Stars will fuse elements all the way up to iron, while events like supernova and the collision of neutron stars will create heavier elements still. And this is by no means an exhaustive list of all of the evidence that we currently have. If we know anything about the universe, it's that the Big Bang happened.